exercise in your word. That's good though. Get exercise. Get your fingers to walk. Romans 5 and 8. Just a few chapters to your right. Everybody got it? Romans 5 and 8. But God showed his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. This is the great explanation for what God did and why God did it. It is important to know not only what he did, but why he did it. And the reason why he did it was because he loved us so much. This was a love that God wanted to express to us all through the Bible. And he had not the vehicle to express the love. He didn't have the vehicle to do it. Because, why? God doesn't abide by sin. And the way that man could come before God, it was clumsy. It was clumsy. It was not like it is now, that we just want to see God. We just want to be in God's presence. We have the ability through Jesus Christ. We have the ability. In the Old Testament, if you wanted to get into God's presence, first of all, there had to be some sacrifices, some physical sacrifice of killing some animal. There had to be some burning of the incense. Matter of fact, it really came to be after the time of the temple, and really after the time of the tabernacle. From the time the tabernacle was built, with the children of Israel were still in the wilderness, to the time of the temple. Really, people had stopped sacrificing on their own. You know, you hear about people sacrificing on their own, like Abraham. You hear about him, but then they stopped doing that. All sacrifices had to come through the priest at the temple. So if you wanted to get in God's presence, you had to go to the temple. You had to go to the place, to that place of worship. And then you had to go through the sacrifices and the burning of the incense. And then you could only go but so far. Enter into his courts with praise, and enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and to his courts with praise. You could go that far. You could get into the inner temple. You could go that far, but you could not go beyond the veil of the temple. If you wanted to be in God's presence, somebody had to go there for you. Somebody had to go there for you. You couldn't do that. So God had no way to show his intimacy with mankind because mankind was sinful. Mankind was sinful. God wanted to show his love, and the only thing that God was really showing was judgment. He was showing a lot of judgment. He was showing a lot of exposing a lot of sin for what it was. And this is what the Old Testament did, the law. It exposed sin to us, but it didn't expose the love of God. We didn't see it like that. We know that there was some love there. It had to be some love. It reminded me of my grandfather. I knew he had to love me, but he didn't show it. I know it had to be there, but he didn't show it. It wasn't until years later when he got a little older and I thought somebody had traded him out for somebody else that he got nice, it seemed like. But